I'm almost more willing to go this way because it still opens up a chance for this next turn if, like, I don't know, like, in my head, this feels smart. It might not be, but in my head, this feels smart because if they've got a Rite of Negation, I'd rather it happens on the Boomerang and we get rid of... Oh, but I should have just gone for it! I should have just got Billy Big Bollocks in! Oh, this, admittedly, like, although I've seen this many times in the past, it has been a little while since I've seen this deck, so it is interesting to see that it's still out and about and still kicking. I don't have too many counters to it, but all I can do is try to beat down their stuff when it comes out. That's about the only counterplay that I have. I've got no, like, I've not got Demacia, so I've not got that direct single combat or concerted strike action. I've got moves that are slightly more, like, obscure. That's what this deck is all about. Ooh, okay, so they've already got out the Grand Plaza. They just need to have those ephemerals that go with it. I don't mind throwing you out, because I know that obviously they can throw out, yeah, Haunted Relic. I don't mind throwing you out, because at least you'll still give me draw. You are about to die, though, but you will give me draw, which I will accept. Obviously, I could Ancient Hourglass if I wanted to, but right now, I'm looking more for that draw aspect of things. If I can find, like, the more spells I draw, hopefully then I draw into, like, things like my Swole Squirrel and whatnot. So that's what I'm going to tell myself, is why this is okay. I do have Spirit's Refuge, which will be great to heal me. That's actually a devastating card to throw down in that kind of a deck. That is a devastating card to throw down. Like, I cannot wait to Dragon Kick you. Okay. What? I mean, this is actually massively unexpected. I feel like I have to Dragon Kick you now. As much as he wants to save the Dragon Kick for, like, Swole Squirrel, I don't feel like I could, because they just passed the turn. I don't know what you're going to go. What is in that deck at 4 cost? Potentially the Scout? Is the Scout unit 4 cost? I feel like we need to shut it down. Shut him down. I was expecting this. In this deck, I was expecting this. I was not expecting this. This has actually thrown me. I can't wait to see what happens. But I'm not going to lie, you have legitimately thrown me. We have got our opponent down to 5, though. The reason why I just instantly went forward is because I know that I've got the Boomerang move, which means that, yeah, again, if they played like what they did play, I should theoretically just boom, he's dead. Obviously, all these moves are meant for Swole Squirrel, but you've got to adapt, right? You've got to adapt to the things which are being shown in front of you. So, I mean, this has just worked out perfectly, hasn't it? Like, this actually went perfectly. Like, boom, boom, boom. I feel almost bad for my opponent, but shout out to my opponent. See, we didn't get the level up on Sivir. She was the only one who was needed. And there's a bunch of, like, you know, things, but obviously, that's not normally how this would go down, but that is how this has gone down. Shout out to my opponent. Okay, so we are against good old, which are like a Frozen Thralls with actually running Tally, which, like, a lot of those decks did cut her for a very long time. Like, I know they gave her a buff and whatnot, but a lot of decks actually cut her and just put Promising Futures in instead of her. So it's interesting to see that she's back. I'm actually just gonna keep the rest of this. I might end up regretting this because if they throw Promising Future there, like, it depends on how fast they find that landmark, right? That it depends on whether it's only going to be on, like, turn 3 that they play it when they play Lissandra. That's going to be the thing, whether or not they play it now or it's going to be next turn they play Lissandra. We've got a little bit of time for a beatdown, but also at the same time we do not. So I'm actually going to go. I could play Sivir, but I feel like I want to go with Shen. The fact that he's got a barrier now, because we just want to help. We can throw down Sivir, that's 5 damage, that would be 6 damage. We throw down Shen. Shen actually, number 1, helps you, helps himself, and then we barrier up and she goes in for another point of damage. Plus knowing the fact that we've got this, and we've got this, like obviously like, okay, we want to be using this on top of Swole Squirrel, but if Swole Squirrel is not available to us, like, you know, this is our like second plan. There's a lot of things they can still do to us in terms of like sisters into a freeze. So there's a lot of different things they can do, or just straight up just like freeze like this. Loads of different freezes. I've not actually really seen this spell used that much, so it's actually nice to see that that spell is being used. Okay. But I know that I've got this. I know that they can still have Riot of Negation and freezes, obviously. Oh, yeah, there's Promising Future, which I do have. I have now got Riot of Negation. I need to ask myself, is it actually worthwhile doing this, or do I just throw Sivir out? Actually, or can I do both, actually? Maybe I could do both. So, if I do this, takes me down to 4. I can still throw down Sivir. Like, I know that I'm getting rid of a mana crystal to do this, but it's not. Oh my god, that is what their whole game plan is. Shut up to my opponent. Second of the ramifications. It's like, okay, right, I'm done. Nah, I'm done. I leave this here. I could technically run Deny instead of Riot of Negation, but Riot of Negation, I like Riot of Negation because if they throw down a bunch of spells, it counts as them all, but yeah, it does require sacrifice. Good old Teemo Burn! Oh, you gotta love Burn deck, especially when it can easily beat the crap out of me, because my deck is not really about, like, my deck is building to a big thing at the end, and if they go in quick enough and enough damage, it's not going to be good for me. Ooh, they didn't have Teemo turn 1 though, so that is good for me. So, we immediately go forward. Because what we want to do, like, we want to kind of Key Guardian, of course. So, we want to Key Guardian this. They could get the posse out immediately, so we might see, yep, inventory improvement, directly into posse. So, I can do damage to the posse though, like, because what I can do is obviously I can use this on top of you. Or do I want to use this on top of Shen and make sure that Shen actually? I feel like I do that instead. I feel like we make sure that Shen comes out and is fine. I'd rather just use this to defend self. I know that you die to the 1 damage, but you can still defend the 5 damage, so, and all you would have done is you would have done 2 damage to them, which would have left them on obviously 1. I've got my moves don't specifically pinpoint 1 point of damage, so I'd rather like keep my blades for when they're needed. Obviously they could kill you with Mystic Shot or like, but any damage that we force them to throw at our units rather than my face, I will accept, because burn decks are all about doing. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Okay. The only plus that I do have is that Boomerang, but I can't use Boomerang yet. I do have some heals. That's a lot of posse. Okay. I throw you down. I know that you die, but again, it's all about just defending 1 point of damage here. That's what this is all about. Just defending the 1 point of damage. So, accept, lots of owies. Owie, 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 owie. But okay. Believe. So, the problem is it's the annoyance of you, because now you become the weakest, because obviously this would have taken out 2 of the posses, and now it only takes out 1. And obviously Mystic Shot is a thing, and what they've got already is already lethal to, like, if they go forward with both of these, it's already lethal. Oh, not neglecting the Mystic Shot, really well played. Really, like, the speed of which they got those posses out, I can't even be mad. And the fact that they do also have a Funsmith, just honestly, really well played to my opponent. Like, the speed, really well done. And boom. Shurima to my opponent. All that damage. And near enough killing me because of the Funsmith. Really well played. So Sivir with... but they do have Demacia. And Demacia is actually a really good region to have. So I'm going to keep Shen. All the Shens. So we've got Shadow Assassin for a little bit of draw. At least somebody's going to be working with my barriers. But obviously they've got a lot of vulnerable makers, one would assume. Okay. Throw down the Shadow Assassin. The kick might come in very important. Now, obviously, they can make vulnerable. They didn't have it. They didn't have it, which is good. Throw down Shadow Assassin. Sharp Sight is a thing. Sharp Sight is a thing, but, you know. Sometimes you gotta hope. So they don't have Sharp Sights. That's okay. Throw this damage in. Shen can drop, and now this is the part where Renekton drops. Yep.
Renekton, I found something special
okay.
for you.
Now problems. I could technically throw down ship, but I feel like we wait until this goes down. I could throw down River Shape the Land. So no, I'm gonna throw down River Shape the Land. Even spell draw I would accept right now. Throw down Shen next turn. I can accept this. So, just because you now can trade with the Honored Lord, like because I was kind of going to keep Shen back in case they've still got, because there's the one cost vulnerable maker, right? The Exhaust, which I don't know whether or not they'd be running, but they could Exhaust on top of Shen and then still throw down Renekton. So that's why I was kind of going to wait for them to do their attack forward and then throw Shen down. But this at least still means that if they grab you with Renekton, we can still throw the River Shaper on top of Honored Lord if they were to throw Honored Lord forward. They don't. So we take damage. Owie! And my health is not looking good. All it takes you against some rallies as well. Like that's what that deck has. So the knowledge of this is nice, because this might legitimately save my life. Like that is potentially our Yu-Gi-Oh moment of top decking. Oh, Cataclysm. Now,
my father's
all I've got is this. Okay, not exactly the best. That's not how I wanted to use that. I wanted to wait until my attack turn to do it. But you've kind of got to take what you can. Okay, the only person who can actually take out Shen is Renekton. So, unless obviously Sharp Sight is a thing. I realise that Sharp Sight is a thing, and also Quicksand is also a thing. Quicksand's free cost, isn't it? They're willing to accept. Okay, I mean, I'll accept that. Mostly because I know that I've got another Shen in hand. They might know they've got another Renekton in hand, but I know I've got another Shen in hand, so that's why I don't mind this.
Sand and trouble far as the eye
So I do have a kick at some point in the future, but it's gonna take me a little while to get to that kick. I can obviously throw down you and then throw down Deep Meditation. I'm gonna throw down Shen. I might end up regretting throwing down Shen, let's be honest. But I'll throw down Shen. Because obviously vulnerable maker, then they grab Shen and kill him. I can live on that. I could technically throw you on top of this. But I do know that Dragon Rage... the knowledge that I've got Dragon Rage, I feel like I kind of keep you back because you might end up being that card. Which, I mean, so that's the last Shen. Last Shen out! The last Shen in Saigon. Oh my god, no. What is this? Why are you doing this?
out here,
Okay.
you're moving or you're dead.
This is very true.
These woods protect their own.
Now,
our lands.
I have got so many problems that come at me. I feel like we go forward like this. I know that Shen dies, okay? Shen dies. It's not ideal. It's not ideal. It's not the way that people want this to go. I don't want this to go this way, but they could have actually done that with the other runner and kept like... I was actually expected to do it with the fully health runner. That was actually slightly unexpected because I thought, but I'll accept. I'm not going to poo-poo if this is the way they want to do these things. So, I do have Dragon's Rage. Lots of problems.
Sand and blood.
Lots and lots of problems. I feel like we accept and accept. We do go down to 6, which is not ideal. And obviously, there could be single combats and a bunch of other things at play. So that's... I mean, I am actually willing to accept your death. Okay. I'm really surprised. Like, why would you not go forward with the runner as well? Like, I'm actually confused as to why they're doing this. There is obviously something afoot here. But okay.
Shape the land and give it life.
I have been sent by the king himself.
I feel like I'm gonna go like this. Boomerang actually might end up being very helpful to me at some point. I was actually expecting a rally. Like, why would you not go? Like, are they just, they're just playing with me at this point? Toying with me. So I can throw you out.
Heroes go hungry.
But they are legitimately toying with me. Because they could have done a lot of damage and chose not to. I will go with the Dragon Kick. Or no, or do I want to go with... Do I want to go with this? Just so that we're like, you know, like keep this option open in the future. The only problem is that it's only killing... Yeah, because it's getting the spell shield off of this one and then only killing one. So it's not exactly ideal. I would kind of rather do the big boy kick. Okay.
This pay by the hour.
I will do the big boy kick. It's not ideal. Like, there's so many different things that do become problematic. Like, as much as me wanted... Like, I should have done that on top of the 2. The reason I did it on top of her is because, like, the 7-2. The reason I did it on top of her is because of the spell shield. Because I still believe single combat... There's still... So, actually, we put you on the very end. I still feel like there's something that's hiding. Hiding very graphically. Now, I'm actually going to keep you back at as well because... you just get traded off by this. Okay. It's times like this I wish that I had the lifesteal, the Spirit's Refuge. But, okay. Both down to 6. Both down to 6. Do still have a Boomerang. Swapperoo. Cataclysm. Which... Is it weird that I kind of want to swap with Sivir? I know that Sivir would die, but you will also die. Or do we just Rite of Negation this? Potentially Rite of Negation makes a lot more sense. I will play the Rite of Negation! So, like I feel like we could have swapped in. At least this is killing another unit on their side of the field. Like, that's the only positive. It's spanking all of my mana, which is not good, because obviously spanking all of my mana does mean now that I'm opening myself up to a world of pain and hurt. And obviously Sivir and Renekton could still drop on their side. They have actually done enough to level, like, Sivir as well. So, Sivir or Renekton could massively drop, and I've just spanked all of my mana. Okay. I can throw you
We will reform.
and still live. There could be a sharp sight. Or am I willing to accept it would require double sharp sight? This might end up being a stupid mistake, but it's that knowledge that there could be sharp sight I'm just not willing to accept. I don't know what, like, there's so many things like that have confused me about my opponent's plays. But okay. What I need to remember is I do have a swap move.
Sweep them away.
So, if they defend you, we swap. Ha! Now single combat! Shurima to my opponent! Really well, like, I feel like they let, like, because I don't understand, I still don't understand why they didn't go forward with the finisher. I feel like they were baiting us and letting us have this, but honestly, Shurima to my opponent nonetheless, really well played. So the question's gonna be, is this the Beardy Man Marauder version? Or is this just the standard one? Obviously the standard one's still powerful. I'm willing to keep these two. Any units that I can get, I mean obviously like I'm looking for my Swole Boy more than anything. But any units I can get I'm happy with. I have got a lot of issues because obviously they do have Glory Seekers and such. Might as well just go forward here. I mean I know that if they're throwing down Glory Seeker it doesn't matter because there's not like, I guess it's trying to force out one of their Frostbites. I'm glad I went forward. So, we can throw down Key Guardian on top of Shen. Or, like, so, throw down River Shape the Land, throw down Key Guardian on top of Shen, and then we enter... Oh, it is a Marauder deck! Okay.
We swim within the flows of magic.
Many issues, many problems.
Look what I found.
Many issues and many problems here, because I can't stop that. So... I will stop who I can stop. Obviously, Brittle Steel is a thing. I realise that Brittle Steel is a thing. We could throw down Sivir, but a big part of me just wants to throw down... Like, I really probably shouldn't, but I know that I've got so many barriers that I'm willing to... So, Brittle Steel... Oh, no, okay, the, another way of getting that unit past, but at least our unit strikes, which does mean that I do get draw, so I am happy about that. Right of negation to hopefully stop their strengthening numbers move at some point in the future. But, okay, we'll throw that down on top of Shen and actually throw Shen out. It's not the best, and now we are starting to get into the point where bloody business can also start to play a part once they get you to 5 damage, or just throw down Ashe or LeBonk in general. Okay. So, Frostbites are actually a really bad thing for my deck, but strength in numbers, we go, oh no! No, that's not the one I want. Oh, no, you don't! So, we cut that off immediately and be like, no, shh, no strength in numbers for you! So, they can still go forward. I really don't want to sacrifice your life, but my life for these lands. We want to be stopping that from getting any more buffs right now, like as much as we can, because we know that their deck is obviously centered around them. So that's the reason why. We could technically throw down Key Guardian with you. If I throw down this, I still like. I've got no way of protecting Shen, which is not nice. But at the same point, like, I guess this still helps him towards his level up. But I guess he'll be helping himself towards his level up. Oh, Sonic. We're just going to throw Sivir down, just barrier up the old-fashioned way with Shen. Then throw this down, like, on top of, say, Shadow Assassin or something along those lines. I mean,
Knocked and ready.
it's okay. It's not okay, but it's okay. Because we can still throw you down. Still give you that barrier, so that if they do throw somebody in front of you, it doesn't necessarily matter. You do take some damage, Shen. I do apologize for that. I honestly wish you didn't have to take the damage, but these things happen, my friend.
All the world
Ashe is out.
arrow.
Okay. We've still got Ancient Hourglass. We've got the ability of a switcheroo, and this is actually very big. Big. Depending on what my opponent plays. Obviously, this is now currently going to be killing Ashe, or not. Okay. Well, I will take the one that's not Shen first. So we walk between lands. That's the level up on top of Shen. So, Shen, go get him. Now, admittedly, I know they've got many of Frostbites they can throw at you, but we will accept. Ooh, or do I actually go with... That feels like the better plan, because you've still got a spell shield on you, so I will go with that. Yes, it's all coming together! Now, admittedly, the biggest plan that we did was stopping that. So, yep, that's fine. Ashe still dies. unless they've got another Frostbite, in which case she left. Oh, Troll Charm. Well played. Well played. So, she lives, but not well. So, we kind of actually want to throw down... Like, I really want to throw this down. She hasn't got a spell. The problem is she hasn't got a spell shield anymore, which like means that they can freeze her. Like before, she was a really good target, but now with the freeze, it's not as good. I can throw you down, like, or we could keep the switcheroo move open. So, as much of me wants to do this so we get the double buff on this, I'd rather keep that move open at this moment, because what we can do here is we can buff up the elusive. It feels okay. Yeah, because you're not... We can technically still attack forward with Sivir first. It's the knowledge that we have this is... Oh, I can't stop that one. I stopped the first one. I cannot stop that one. Okay. Go get him! So... The knowledge of swapperoos is all I have right now. And hope. Hope and dreams. Hope and dreams are all I have left in this world. So Frostbite. But we can do a switch. That's the level up! That is the level up, which I said, I'm getting scared now. This is the scared times. Scared times do occur. Going someplace. So, I can still do swap and swap, just so that we are at least killing one of their marauders. I no longer have my swap move, which is not the best, but we are still killing all of their things, leveling up Sivir, and hope. Hope is all that we have left here. So, at least we gave them all barrier and quick attack, right? So, that is part of what this move is as well, is the fact that once Sivir, if you put the barrier on her, then she puts the barrier on everyone, then we get, if both of them are leveled, you get insane value by all the buffs that go in from all the barriers. But, right now, I have many other problems. We can throw down, like...
Places to go, people to be.
Oh, is it a gamble? It's a gamble as to whether or not they do have a Frostbite in hand right now. It is the biggest gamble. They've got 2 cards left. They massively could do. I accept the gamble, and in the knowledge that this could be me basically calling the game. They've got 1 Frostbite in this, but it's that last card there, like knowing what this is. If it's not a Frostbite, it's Troll Chant, which is, it does still mean that, but we do at least kill one of them. So they now throw this down, which does actually Frostbite everyone. So yep, that Frostbites everyone and puts me out. They go forward and they are going to be doing 12 damage. And don't be another unit right now. Don't you dare be a... Oh, god damn it! Beardy man! I mean, that's GG. That is GG. Like, out of everything, like, I was hoping it wasn't going to be a glory seeker, but out of everything, Shen and Sivir, I guess also going to be another LeBonk, but out of everything, I was really just hoping that one last straw. That is heart of the cards, Yugi! Before my opponent. Play your last pathetic card, Yugi. They did that to me. That was probably the best moment for my opponent there. Again with this deck, we have faced you before. Now let's see this time whether or not they can get their stuff on turn 1. That's going to be... I'm actually going to keep this hand, actually. I don't actually mind this hand. So, throw down you. The ability to throw this down on top of Sivir. So they did find you turn 1. So this is massively actually given them a really good chance now. Because that on turn 1, the continuous countdown, then the guy who just gets them out quicker. As well as all the other, like, help countdown things that, yep. So, this is getting squeaky bum time already. I've got nothing which gets rid of landmarks, and there's a big 8-8 on its way. So, I am scared, but I need to hope. Hope. and plus I'm allowing them just to do this damage into me right now because I've got nothing really working for me. I could throw down Spirit's Refuge on top of you, but it's not exactly like... I against all these 8/8s, I feel like I'm gonna need lifesteal like at the right time.
Yet I remain.
So it's not good. I'm not 100% happy about how things are going. You make me feel slightly more happy, but I do have problems with these Frozen Thralls and how quickly they're definitely going to be coming for me. But we will at least have Barriered Sivir, which does also mean that your attack goes up, which is nice. So, the question is, do you feel lucky? Huh? Do you? Punk! So, they just leave it. Which does make a lot of sense. Swole Squirrel, with the knowledge of potentially a lot of boomerang, like I might actually, but the problem is the frostbites in that deck. That's the one that I'm most concerned about, is the actual frostbites that are going to be coming at me. Like, it's not, I know that I've got some really nice moves. It's the frostbites that I'm scared of, because they're the ones which put a big hole, a big, like, you know, terrible cog in the wheels. So we go like this. We have got the Swapperoo move, so they freeze. We can throw Sivir in, so we go whoop, whoop. Now obviously this does mean that, yeah, again, they've used one freeze, and it wasn't on the... Okay, we've got issues. Problems and issues coming my way. Problems everywhere. Problems, and also the issue of the fact that I can't use one of these right now. I wish I could use one of these. So, that's opened. That's opened the World of Hurt. And the Watcher is in the hand. It's okay. I mean, we just have to hope. Hope. We can still throw down a Spirit's Refuge. So there is that. And then they use a lot of cards. So as long as they get rid of all their Frostbite cards, we might be okay. Probably not. But as long as they get rid of all their Frostbite cards, we might be okay. Now, all I've got is throw you out, throw this on top of you. We still go down to 2, so we throw this in front, and we do I do this? Do I throw this on top of you, or do we wait? Because I mean, like, we still survive on 12. I've got to watch it. They've got 2 cards. Obviously, they're going to be top decking a card. Okay. It does, like... This is such gambles and risks, and obviously, like, as I say, all it takes is one Frost... Or Sisters into Frostbite, or even Entomb. If they've got another Lysandra in hand. This is gonna take some very crazy coordination. I can't use any mana as well. Like, so they've got to go. They're predicting. They've got like, so they're predicting a card, and there's only one card that we don't know what it is in that hand. And I have so many other issues.
Business as usual.
Business as usual. I will throw you out like this because I need to get more cards out of my opponent's hand right now. So I'll throw, like, there's 2 I don't know what there's got to be a Frostbite or an Entomb. Like, there is no way that you know what you're up against, and you don't take either of those. Well, I mean, okay. I mean, I'll take that. I was not expecting her to live. I was expecting her to die. So you take Promising Future. So that's the card. So there's the only card we don't know is what this card is. It's the one card we don't know. And this is lethal. Like, Rite of Negation is a thing and Frostbite is a thing. We could also go with this, which does get rid of that. Like, I'm almost more willing to go this way because it still opens up a chance for this next turn if, like, I don't know, like, in my head, this feels smart. It might not be, but in my head, this feels smart because if they've got a Rite of Negation, I'd rather it happens on the Boomerang and we get rid of... Oh, I should have just gone for it! I should have just got Billy Big Bollocks in! Like, that plagued my mind. That plagued my mind, like, thinking that could be a Frostbite and Entomb, or, and, like, still don't know what this card is. I'm scared. But I should have just gone for it. Like... Okay. So we've still got this. It's like the worst feeling in the world. Okay. So they play. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's like it's still not know what that card is. But if that was a Rite of Negation, would they, or a Frostbite, would they have used it last turn? That is the question. Because obviously I'm now posed with this option again. I feel like I've got to go for it, right? Because I guess the other option is I do have lifesteal. So I could, like, go forward and get myself some lifesteal going into, say, like the Clockling or something. But I am playing with fire, slowly but surely the closer we get to the Watcher. So... it's a terrible concern. A terrible concern. Voxel Path. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to go. I feel like it's time. It's time to go for this and just see and hope that that's not a Frostbite. Oh, boom! Smash into the core! Later, I'm done! Oh! I couldn't wait for the Watcher to come out and send the Watcher in, but honestly, oh, GG, Shadow Mode to my opponent. That was, the pressure was on, like the pressure cooker was going, and boom, we managed to smack him in. That's why I love Swole Squirrel. I love Swole Squirrel as a deck. From Flash of Brilliance that could save me. Save me! That doesn't save me. Okay. Is there anything from you? Save me. That doesn't save me! Okay. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Find something that can save me.